So recently, Kylie Jenner released her specifics. There was believe it was a YouTuber who had just said like, hey, Kylie, like we see the pictures, like please drop your specifics. So whenever it comes to breast augmentation, there are several different things that a plastic surgeon will look at, and they measure like the diameter of your chest wall, and they look at like your size, your height, your weight. There's a lot of things that go into it. But whenever you're choosing breast implants, there's saline or silicone. There's the size, which would be the cc's, and then you can get low, moderate, or high profile, and you can get on top of the muscle, under the muscle, or I guess Kylie had it like half under the muscle, which I didn't even know was a thing. So anyways, Kylie Jenner released her specifics. I think she said she was like 450 cc's. They were silicone implants, and they were partly under the muscle and moderate profile. So those are specifics that a plastic surgeon looks at whenever they're looking to enhance the breasts in women. It's all very much individualized. It very much comes down to the plastic surgeon and what they feel would most fit, what would fit the patient best. I do think that people are noticing, look at Lindsay Lohan. Like, Lindsay Lohan lived in Dubai for several years. I feel like she is such a great success story. She's one of our childhood stars that everyone absolutely loved. But then as she grew into an adult, there were problems with possible substance abuse. There were a lot of things. So she moved to Dubai for a long time, ended up meeting her husband there, and then now she moved back to the United States and is getting into the entertainment industry. However, when you look at Lindsay Lohan and you look at before she went to Dubai to now her back in Los Angeles, she looks totally different. I think she's in her late 30s, early 40s. I can't recall exactly her age, but she has clearly had some work done, and it looks excellent. Like, if you want to have anything done, you want to look like Lindsay Lohan and go to her surgeon. So historically, a lot of celebrities would not speak on any work that they've had done. Going back to Michael Jackson, he's denied having any type of work done. But when you compare him from the 80s to, the early 2000s, you can tell like that is not something that naturally changes over time. More and more celebrities, I think, are coming clean, so to speak, or being more honest with their fan base as to, oh yeah, I had a facelift done. And that's exactly what happened. Kylie Jenner comes out and says, yeah, I had a breast augmentation, so what? Here are my numbers, take it to your surgeon. She even dropped the name of her plastic surgeon. That guy's practice is gonna explode. So I think what's gonna happen when these celebrities are coming out and saying their specifics, I think more and more are going to do so. That's exactly what happened. Kylie Jenner released her specifics. Her mom's in the comments, oh yeah, he did my first facelift back in the 90s. Like, okay, Chris, like we know you've done stuff too, but she's never actually come out and said, yeah, I had a facelift. This is the doctor I went to. I had my first one, also implying like she's also had other surgery. So I think it's going to become more common practice for celebrities to come out and say what they've had done and what they did. I do think that the plastic surgery industry is evolving. We did see that with like Botox and fillers, where those were really, really popular several years ago. People are now moving towards a more natural look. I think I even saw the other day that this summer mascara is not in, that people just want like what's called like a naked face with like no makeup at all and nothing on their eyelashes. Whereas several years ago, everyone was getting those heavy eyelash extensions. So beauty industry absolutely changes over time. There are trends that wax and wane and will come back and go. But I do think celebrities are going to become more transparent about the work they've had done and what exactly they've had done.